on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the clouds. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain of life. Just listen to my story. You lost your best friend, shit's got you stressing. Wanna find a fool who didn't cock back your weapon. Don't wanna look to the church for confessions. If you kill him, you can end up in corrections. Some look for the needles and drugs for injections. When I lost Caesar, I was ready for the action. This shit hurts hard, and it really did. But you gotta let the pain go, and that's how you live. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the clouds. Feel the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain of life. Just listen to my stories. Falling in love may be easy to some of y'all, but some people in this world have downfalls. Been in love so many times their heart got locked, y'all. Mention the word love, pause, then the tears start to crawl down their face fast like Niagara Falls. Feeling you had them messed up like prank calls. Why it gotta be so damn hard trying to find the right one? Set your standards high and get this like an M. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the clouds. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain of life. Just listen to my stories. Phone bill is due, rent and cars too. By the end of the month and you got no food. Mom at home first and dad can't go to work. That's only if you had a dad, imagine that hurt. 4 kids in one house, one mom and no spouse. Not enough room and family sleep on the couch. You don't know why and you looking for an answer. Just found out grandpa got cancer. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the clouds. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pains of life. Just listen to my stories. Just listen to my stories. Just listen to my story. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the clouds. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain in life. Just listen to my stories. Just listen to my story.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Look, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to Black Conscious Convo presents Loving in Color in Colorado. And today, with me, your one half of this dynamic duo, I am Chris Lucas Diggins. Queen Talisa Hawkins is here in the studio with me, popping up on your boy.
Yes. You guys, we said we'd try to do more of these together. I think it just works better for the chemistry, having each other in the room. But, so yeah, I'm here in the flesh.
Yeah, so, everybody, welcome, let's shout her out in the studio. You know what I mean? So, what are you smoking today, Queen, and how are you doing?
I'm currently doing okay. I'm really tired, actually, you guys. I've been really pushing myself. I have a lot happening. So, in the wintertime is coming around, fall is here. And if any of you are like me, dealing with seasonal effectiveness disorder, You know that during the wintertime things start to go real down. But I'm smoking, which is going to pick me up. And this, again, I don't know what it is because this is some of the strain that my boo thing was so grateful and nice enough to give me. So it's really good, though, whatever it is. I'll be sure to ask him then when I see him again.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am smoking some Snacks Land, some cake mix that they
Hey.
just came with that tested out at 31.2%. Snacks Land, you know your boy's picking up from Golden Meds. That is your boy's space to go to. I don't know if you guys shop marijuana dispensaries in the Mile High City, but if you do, go ahead and stop by Golden Meds. They are your dispensary for every good weed out there. So, beyond that though, me myself, I am doing very well. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. Um, I can't. Oh man, I just. I've been working. I've been telling my mom that I've been a shitty person for so long that I am working on not being a shitty person. And she goes, "Well, you're not really a shitty person anymore." And I said, "I know, but I have to become more unshitty."
I get what you mean, though.
Because I can see myself at times slipping back into why I believed that life was so great. You know what I mean? And it's out of fear.
Mm, that's deep.
Well, because I've never experienced personal, um, personal, authentic love for myself.
Like from another person
Well, no, for
or for
myself.
yourself.
Yeah, like people don't realize the power that they have in the universe first is their love for themselves. Once they believe in themselves, that love can build more by believing in the love of others. When they say the optimistic is in the room, you know,
Hmm.
the optimist is the one that believes in everlasting love. A pessimist is like, oh, well, love it while you got it. Because one day it could be gone. Which that is true. But at the same time, though, if you love something, right, you'll always love that something,
Mm.
whether it's here or not here. It's just the level of mind frame and our emotional stability that allows us to think about that level. It's just like dealing with races. As our second half of the conversation is black people relationships with other cultures.
Yeah, definitely get that. Cause I'm lately I've been really confronted with the challenges of being in interracial relationships or dating someone who can't fully identify or relate with your culture. You know, who doesn't fully understand how burdensome it can be a black person, especially a black person who's pro-black or who's at least self-aware and aware of the system, and how that can weigh on you daily, and how certain days it can weigh heavier than other days. Some weeks it can be harder than other weeks. Um, and so not having someone who can fully grasp that sometimes it's challenging.
And I can totally grasp that. Like, for me, I went to college in Atlanta, and that's where my curiosity was ignited. So my understanding of male and male interaction starts there at age 18, going into 19 years old. Um, but it was so amazing, and it felt so right to be around so much black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as our conversation from last week before last, you had stated the issues of not enough black interaction here, which is not that there's not enough black people. It's just a lot of black people keep themselves to themselves, especially like right now. You know what I mean? It's go to the store, go back home, or go to the store, go over a friend's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
And let's not forget the effort of the, white supremacy that at work that makes it difficult for black clubs to stay open. For any place where predominantly black people meet up, always ends up closed mysteriously. Police show up all the time and shut it down. And it's not like there's more crime at black clubs than there are at white clubs. I've definitely been to white clubs where people got stabbed up, or white boys just, bust bottles over each other's heads,
But
start
here
fighting.
we get it on in the club. Like, there are times, like, not to say it like this, I know the gang members are going to the clubs, and I know that if there's a nigga that's on another set that they've been wanting to get at, they will get at them in the club.
I'm sure that happens everywhere, but the same can be said about a bunch of white boys who just beefing with another group of white boys. Like, if I see him at the club tonight, dude, it's on, I swear to God. And when you compare, when you compare the arrest, not just opinion, but when you compare the police calls, the murders, the arrests that happen at clubs, they're both the same. It's not that black clubs have more violence at them than white clubs. It's just that the police are always there to shut our shit down. And they don't do that downtown on Market. They don't do that downtown on Broadway. And now down there, the clubs get just as violent. Women go missing. Women get raped.
It is so
women
much
found up murdered
easier
down
to
there.
break up a white fight, though.
Is it? People still die, so does it matter?
I'm not taking any sides. I'm just saying this one thing. I have noticed this because I am one of the niggas that police have to call extra help for in general, because I was the nigga that just was like, oh, you just fucking with me just because I gave them a hassle, and they would just be asking a simple question. How are you doing today? You know what I mean? Can we talk about whatever happened? Do you know what happened? I mean, they'd be asking just little questions where I could just be like, simple answer and gone about my business, but I would turn up. So I know from firsthand who that nigga is.
Right,
you know
but
what I mean?
also
and I know those niggas in general. Now,
but acknowledge that white boys do the same. The police go and ask them a question. It's who the fuck you talking to? Why are you talking to me, man? Bruh, get the fuck out of my face. They go off on police.
Say, though, as soon as out here, as soon as the police say you want to go to jail, white boys shut the fuck up.
I've dated and been around enough white men to know. No, the fuck they don't.
I be waiting for white people to
They be
act
like, bro,
up.
try me. They test the police.
I be waiting for the white folks to be acting up just because I know DPD shoots everybody. For real. I mean, their report is pretty even.
It's not.
It is.
And they're saying it's not. I mean, the Aurora police is saying it's not. The Denver police is saying it's not.
We're not talking about Aurora. I'm saying Denver.
I'm saying all across the board. Any black club in any, whether it's Aurora black clubs or whether it's downtown market or any black clubs, I'm saying that the police is more likely, their club is more likely going to get closed than any other club.
Once again,
with the same amount of arrests, with the same amount of deaths, with the same amount of crimes, the black clubs get closed.
Here, like we really do turn up on. We turn up on the police the same way
what
white
does that
folks
got
turn
to
up
do?
on the police, though.
Well, why aren't their clubs closed?
Because we actually go further than that.
Like, well, how so? If our arrest rates are the same, if the deaths are the same, if the stabbings are the same, what's more turnt about ours? Is the fact that we're black in there.
I'm not. Once again, when it comes to the reasons that they shut down a certain club, when it comes to ours and theirs, I can't.
It's all of ours. Like there's none left.
I see them all the time though.
Which ones though?
The ones that all of us are at.
Which ones? Are they black owned though? Because all the black owned ones are closed. Maybe Mr. A's. I haven't been to Mr. A's lately. Is it still around?
Corona put some shit in. You know what I mean? COVID
maybe Mr. A's. That was the nail on the coffin, but they was trying to shut down them before that. All the citations, the extra tickets, extra fines that black clubs get, that white clubs do not get.
Oh no, they all get them.
All right, well, you do the research and you let me know because I done seen the paper, I done read the articles, and I done looked into the restaurants. The restaurants themselves are some of the ones who brought this up and brought it up to the state. Like, y'all are overcharging us, but these white clubs are doing the same thing, and they're not getting the fines we're getting. They're not getting the tickets they're getting, and they're not getting threatened to close down. See, but they're always at the black club.
I don't know specifically. All I know is when niggas say they go into a certain spot, that spot is still open.
Well, let me know.
Niggas is going to reggae on the roof on Thursday.
Yeah, but that is not a black-owned club. Show me.
It's never been.
See, that's what I said.
Show me
the black-owned spot where black people go.
For 2 decades and has never been a black club. We have always been there.
Just get a spot, a place on a night.
We was the ones that always been there though. Like we started it there.
That is still a place on a night of a week.
I'm
not
saying.
Our own, not a place of your own. It's different. And you know it's different. You know it's different being downtown, being in Atlanta versus being out here. You know it's different.
Denver.
And you know there's more places.
I don't try to compare Denver to Atlanta. I know Denver's not Atlanta.
But you know you enjoyed Atlanta when you was there.
I enjoy going out here.
And you enjoy going out there.
I know why I enjoy going out there though. Because there's a whole lot more black people out there.
Exactly. There's places where it's just us. You fit in. It's just you, and it's just it. You just show up, and everybody there is black.
Right. But I'm not in Atlanta, so I accept what it is.
And you grew up here, so it's a lot easier, too. It's the water you swim in.
It's just common sense. Like, when I grew up, once again, I grew up in the age of where we put the fear of God in white folks. We said we whoop y'all ass, and we whooped their ass on the Capitol line.
Sure.
They took away the fucking KKK in buses via the Denver sheriff's motherfucking bus, and that was it. Like white folks knew from that point, we not gonna fuck with y'all no more. Right? And that was it. Downtown, we had our shits. We've had several of clubs open and close, and the only reason why they close is because a lot of them get shot up. I mean, Reggae on the Roof is where the Bronco player got shot at.
Mm.
So think
But
about
it's
every
still
time they throw
open.
that.
But it's still open.
Every time they pull up that name and anybody Googles it, guess what comes up with it? Though?
But it's still open. That's the point.
Because we keep it open. Once again,
Or because it's white on.
as they discussed on Earn Your Leisure today, we influence so much shit that we can keep things open or shut things down. We just have to remember our power.
Hey.
And I think that's your issue, is that we don't recognize our power in this city. If we stop going to a lot of those clubs, there will not be no club. Because they'll be like, there ain't no niggas here. Do you understand? They already know that we are the influencers.
I'm done with it too. I'm super, super high right now. Twisting those up, it feels like a freaking tornado or something. Just.
Well, this is a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is.
And I feel like this may have been an indicator. I feel like this has been contributing to me being tired too, because I'm like, I think this is probably an indicator.
If your body feel like going to sleep, either you're ADD. I'll tell you now, people. If you smoke, if you're an ADD, if you have diagnosed ADD, honestly,
I've never been.
Marijuana works opposite on you.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So sativas are indicas. Indicas are sativas. So that can't be you, because you actually function off of sativa.
Yeah.
And you can tell when it's a sativa. So that's not you.
I enjoy sativa because I like to be energetic. I don't like to be like. And indica makes my whole body feel like just.
There are times where after, like I said, after I get the munchies, and like a lot of people love to be doctors and tell you about the itis, right? The itis is from eating bad food, or after you eat, or the itis is da-da-da-da-da. How about the itis is from your blood going all to your stomach and to your digestive system, so it can help your muscles digest all of that food that you've been eating. So in that process, you are getting low blood flow through the rest of your body. Telling your body, you know what? Like bears, once they get full for the wintertime, because they going around eating up all that shit, that's exactly what bears do. And when they hibernate, all of their blood is in near their bellies. But this is just a little science thing that these people don't like to do when they tell people these health things. It would be one thing if they would study anatomy and the body and then incorporate their information with these things, but they don't. And they're it's not like they're far away from the answer. You know what I mean?
Or that it's hard to find.
Once again,
it's right there.
What happens after you eat?
That's right there.
And if you
want to get more, you can dive deep. What happens to your liver after you eat? What happens to your...
But
what is your lungs doing while you're eating?
To not know that when your blood goes, that the reason why you pass out afterwards is because your body wants to go into hibernation, because all your blood is in your stomach, or a majority of your blood is trying to help your stomach food digest in general.
Which causes lightheadedness, which makes you sleepy.
Ding. But hey, that's just somebody who's
that
worked in healthcare.
happens to women every month. We get all tired and cranky because we're tired, because we're losing.
Cause
A
right,
lot of
cause
blood.
ding, and don't nobody want to think about that. But hey,
I
just call
advocate for
people.
those days paid off.
Which honestly
Cause
could be possible. That could be a thing.
it's
Like,
hard, man. I used to have
but
crippling. I couldn't even get out of bed for days.
you see how they're bringing in robots to things, though.
I saw a robot delivering food to people's hotel rooms the other night in Dubai. I was like, of course. It said Alibaba's hotel. I was like, of course Alibaba owns a hotel. They have everything.
Understand? That's what. That's what's happening right now. Like in general, this is set the world up for robots.
Yeah, I'm ready. Bring on my robot boyfriend. Anybody
Look,
seen that movie AI with that little boy in it and Jude Law? Jude Law was this robot. He was fine. I was like, I'd have a robot boyfriend too.
she said she was like,
As soon as you get out of line, you need to be reprogrammed.
look, I know, I am not a robot guy like that. Like,
I'm gonna be fighting for the robot revolution. Be like, robots deserve equal rights too. You shouldn't misuse them, okay? Don't abuse them. Still treat
please
them
don't
with
tell
kindness
me.
and
Please don't
respect.
tell me that for
If
the
you're not
mechanical
watching the
purposes.
Westworld,
Excuse me.
you need to.
That's what I was just about to say. Please don't know because once again that ashtray. No, because once again, see, I'm not into. See, y'all, you once again. As I was telling my homegirl the other day, um, females is for the sticking. Only thing niggas can do is really sword fight. God damn it. You know what I mean? Let's not play no games. Yeah, we can do some sword fighting is what we can honestly really do. And that's about it. You know what I mean? But y'all love and can dig having some all opinion.
I was like, yeah, look, it's because I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name, goddammit, and you can't mistreat them because they're robots. So yeah, no, I'm for it. Bring them on. But you know what? Everybody else, I don't know. Cause y'all treat people and dogs and animals like they. I can't. How y'all gonna treat robots? My God, it's gonna be deplorable. And
Once again, no, like you see, no. Once again, you see how
hopefully
they'll
humanity
put their
matures before we get that type of.
no. You see how people put they put health insurance on they pets.
Yeah.
Put the whole house up for their surgery.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what
That
I
is
mean?
true. But then we'll still go buy a burger from a slaughterhouse where they beat the animals and mistreat them and starve them and pump them full of steroids. We are very selective about the animals that we find to be important. And every animal is important. Every plant is important. Everything on this planet is important. And everything we create because we put energy into it is important and should be treated as such.
That's the thing, though. As I was talking to you about when it comes to martial arts in China, it's not just they wash clothes. It's a way you wash clothes. It's a way you sew. It's a way that you clean your house. It's a way that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's consistent. It's repetitious, so it's always practice, so that it's naturally usable in life if you need it
Mm-hmm.
to defend yourself.
It becomes genetic. Once you do something for so long, it becomes that much easier for the next generation to do it too. You pass that on. So, doing something repeatedly, becoming skilled at something over a lifetime, you pass that on to your children. And it makes it that much easier for them to do it as well. And it just continues to build on itself. Like it's a never ending compound effect until
Period.
somebody breaks the chain and decides, oh, you know what, tradition. Who cares?
And that's basically it. It gets back to tradition and who's not even that it's just tradition. It gets back to who is recognizing in the tribe their their ability to motivate the tribe to be better, such as the women in the tribe, knowing how man is. It is definitely woman's responsibility to make sure that man is emotionally trained to understand their abilities in life.
Mm. Mothers are the emotional foundation. Is absolutely right. That's why it's imperative to have healed and complete and peace women. Having your women constantly living in fear creates this scarcity and fear based training. You just teach your kids how to survive, but not how to live or how to thrive or how to love or how to have friendships. I think I talked with you about this before. This whole, I'm not your friend that a lot of black parents like to take. I'm not your friend, I'm your parent. And it's like, you can be both. You can be both your child's friend and their parent. Because at the end of the day, we got a lot of 30 somethings that got no friends. I know a lot of black females who cannot have friends or don't have no friends, don't know how to maintain friendships with other women. And that's a reflection of your friendship with your mother. And so I really find it like imperative that you show your children this is what
Is that
friendship look like.
honestly a reflection of your relationship with your mother? What happens if it's just a reflection of the PTSD from growing up in a single family household?
Well, either way, like in that instance, if you're in a single family household, it's just you and your mother. So like if it's just you and her,
No, I'm saying like it could be her and 15 others, male and female.
the kids, either way, I've been in situations where I've seen families of 7. All of them have a loving and intimate relationship with their mother. And then all of them have blossoming in abundant friendships. But when your mom is too weighed down with the world, she's at work, she's not able to be home and be there and be present because she's working 2 and 3 jobs, or she's depressed her dang self because she ain't healed from whatever trauma or whatever.
And see, like
That robs you of their friendships.
a lot of my experience when it comes to finding out the nitty gritty, like I said, I don't find out a lot of the stuff that I find out until it gets to the final point, which is emergency room.
Mm, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's not the
Regardless, either
norm.
regardless which way it comes, that's where like a lot of the information um, I see statistically. Like in general, people cannot handle being honest. A majority of the accidents that come into emergency room are not explained with the most honest information.
Mm. I mean, that's because people are afraid of being vulnerable. If you want to be honest, that
Is,
requires you
is
to.
is it is it fear of being vulnerable? Because I was just afraid of what I don't know about love. That's my thing.
Mm,
I'm afraid of what I don't know about love. So as me being a I don't really go by the zodiac, the regular Greek zodiac. I go by like the Chinese zodiac.
Mm,
So I'm considered a fire dragon.
mm.
Um,
I'm the goat.
that once again, they're everyone everyone plays their part. You know what I mean? But it has always been hard for me to not get angry. Like it's always been easy for me to blow fire. You know what I mean? And that's why I say I know as a guy I've been that guy. You know what I mean? Um, but when it comes to emotionally, right? That's where we were at,
I think so.
talking about guys and our emotions. I'm emotionally scared of what love is because of not knowing. And that's what I think a lot of guys are because we can control so much in our lives
Mm,
that when it comes to love on a day to day basis, we don't know. And then for women or for females, we're supposed to figure out from what we already don't know coming from a single house. Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming from a single household family that is not teaching us these are emotions and what these emotions are and how you need to be aware of these emotions and what they can do to you, what you can invoke in someone else because of not paying attention to these emotions and so forth and so forth. These are, and those are all like things that guys don't think about, that when it comes to being in a relationship, we have to think about. And it's like, wow, I've never had to think about these shits before. Like, but
you
that's
know,
because we don't
and
get the training.
that's true, but it goes both ways. Like neither one of us do. There's not like because women are born with vaginas, they're just born already ready to be loved and give love and know what love is and everything like it's and a lot of women think that. A lot of women think that because they are women, they're already wife material. They're already love and relationship material. And there's a lot of work that goes into love. That is not true. Nobody, first of all, most people can't even define what love is to them because until you go on a spiritual journey, you don't know what love looks like. And if you don't have those foundational relationships to go to, like that strong relationship with your mother, to go, you know what, this is the way my mother loved me. And then be able to go out and say, okay, so I want women who love me this way. You can't do that if you don't have that type of relationship. Or if you've never gotten that masculine love that you need from your father, that's going to put you in situations where you may not be hanging with the best of people because you want that masculine energy. You want to be around other men. You want to be around that love, that energy that's not at home. So you may just cling to the wrong type of energy just because it presents as masculine. So it's very important that you have a foundation on both sides for both men and women. And for both of us, we have been robbed of our opportunity to learn what that is because we've been living in perpetual fear and violence for generations upon generations upon generations. Now is the first
Because it's
opportunity
easier
we've
for people
had.
to accept. Once again, it's easier for people to beg the government for all the assistance in the world, right? Than it is for people to get out there and go, you know what? Let's let's come together and put together a plan for this.
I don't believe
and
that at all. When there was 250 black towns and they were out there doing it, that were burned to the ground, that were flooded out, that were chased out, we
but
were
see, you're
under
talking about the
perpetual
past.
violence.
I'm talking
But
about
that was
right
in the
now.
50s and the 60s. That was my grandmother. That was my
But
mom.
I'm talking about
So,
right now, what people could be doing right now, and people aren't doing right now.
well, right now
Everything
I
that
see
it
that.
is taking, people are not stepping up to doing. A majority of the people are great at talking, right? But you don't see people at these rallies and these protests. I
I
don't.
don't know what rallies and protests you going to. Which
Once
one?
again, did you not see the protest for Elijah? What's his name? Elijah McClain, right here on the highway.
Oh,
No, you did.
I would call that a Denver thing,
Right. See,
That
but it was
you
it was a
know.
whole lot of black folks along with white folks. Understand that took over this whole area.
Yeah, I was
Do you
not
understand?
over it.
And a whole lot of people did not show up, and they did not, even though they knew it was going on. It was on all the news stations. If you wasn't paying attention,
No,
that's sad.
I don't watch local news.
But that's sad, though. You know what I mean? To know that one issue that everybody had joined in on is completely overmissed by you, but yet you're chanting all of these things that happened in the past and all
what
of that.
was it about? I thought
A black boy who was walking home from the store,
No,
Elijah
I know
McClain.
that. I know who he is.
Okay.
And isn't the police being arrested? Isn't he under trial? So what was the protest about?
What do you mean? What was the protest about?
Was it just for the anniversary date?
No.
Was it because the judge he got off? Was it just another demonstration to say we remember? Like I'm asking, like if I don't know, like
I mean,
I'm just asking.
I mean, only because you just sat here and shouted out like all of this stuff that's going on in the past, and
I'm just saying, like a lot of people have been doing the work for a long time.
We can't
Even
be
George,
holding
we're still
on
talking
to
about
the past
Breonna Taylor. She
unless
ain't got
we're
no
going
justice.
to do something about it. And that's my issue, is that we already know what's happened. We have consistently kept begging and begging. We know that that's happening.
No one's begging.
And yes, that's what we have been doing. Going to
Asking
Democrats.
for what we're owed is
Going
not
to
begging.
Democrats is begging repeatedly. Once somebody asks, what is the definition of begging? Let's go ahead and do that one. Hey, Google, what is the definition of begging?
Earnestly or hungry for something.
Humbly for something.
Oh.
We have consistently done that.
Oh, so yeah. I agree with that.
Okay? So we have begged. This is what I say. Comprehension and diction in life is a majority of people's issues in America. Europeans are taught in school the level of wordage in their verbiage. Their diction is so great.
Well, right now, don't give me a lesson on dictionary and language. That's
I'm not saying I'm great in it. I'm saying that is our issue.
Acknowledging
that is our issue.
But
comprehension.
Even still, everybody doesn't know every single word that they use. So it doesn't.
But I'm saying that is one of the reasons why we keep falling for the same shits over and over here. Is because of comprehension. When a majority of Americans, or should I say a majority of black American boys in one state can't read above the third grade level, do you not see that as an issue?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you know this information?
I just said that now wasn't the time to give me that lesson. Right after trying to give me a dictionary definition and correcting me, I'm telling you it comes off as very insulting. That's what I'm telling you.
Gotcha. Yet, I felt insulted that you did not know about Elijah McClain.
I knew of him. I just didn't know
and
what
the
this
protests
protest
that have
was
gone
happening.
down over the police that did not get fired or in trouble after a court hearing, and their police chief.
Yeah, give us the news. You know?
It's not about me giving the news. This is something that a majority of people already know because Millions of Americans made this thing happen through their write-ins, through their donations.
That's
Do you
beautiful.
understand? And it was such a great thing, especially because this boy did nothing but play the violin. Did you know this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That was upsetting to me, and like I said, that's what I was.
But
You.
instead of seeking to educate, you seek to intimidate and
It wasn't
to,
intimidate.
yeah,
It
you
was I
seek
was trying
out an
to
opportunity
get
to
away from
belittle
not
and be insulting
not being
instead
upset
of
about you
in.
knowing this
Well, you
information.
gotta handle that a little better, my friend. Because
Because
guess what? Breonna Taylor is a case that I'm still very much so watching.
once
Sandra Bland is
again,
a case that we're still very much
you
so watching.
still.
George Floyd is the police officer Derek Chauvin is trying to get off a trial right now. There's several other
I'm talking
cases
about
that
here,
I
though.
am
I am not in
watching.
those
And
states,
so guess what?
so I can't do anything about
Some
those things
stuff
there.
I'm watching. I'm watching for the
I
black
am
women.
here
I'm
in
paying attention for
Colorado,
that.
so
So
I'm
I
going to
got a
do
lot
what
of
I
other stuff
can
that I'm
here
doing
in
too. And
Colorado.
I'm gonna do some other stuff in other places. So we are all doing everything that we can in different ways. And it's not up to being insulted because the thing that you're passionate about, people aren't paying attention to. Because there's lots of other stuff that you're probably not
But
paying attention to
I
that are
said it
just
was
as
okay for me
valid
to be
and
upset
just as
about your
okay.
situation, but it wasn't okay for me to be upset about mine.
I didn't. You. It wasn't okay for you to be upset at me for not being passionate about something you're passionate about. I'm not ever gonna be like
But that's
mad
what
at
you said.
you.
You
I
said
said there's
you
probably
were.
plenty of
You
things
said the way that I stated that was what?
insulting, but
There
that
you
was the
go.
way you stated something towards me. That's
There you
not
go.
me being mad at you for how you feel and
So
what
the
you're doing.
touche is wrong, is what you're saying, and that's one of the things that guys have an issue with, is that people can't handle the. Once again, if we're going to, guys can always get into arguments and all the time and be friends the next day. Girls can't.
I mean, I'm not having an argument. I told you how I felt about how you were saying. I told you that it came off as insulting. And
I acknowledged.
you can acknowledge, I appreciate your acknowledgement. You said that you were upset because I wasn't aware of what was happening. I can acknowledge that, but I said to you, I'm also following a lot of things around the world and in our own backyard that you probably are not. And I'm not upset at you or making you feel any kind of way.
One of the best things about being right now is their move into black areas with not only just black information, but black people who are coding. As I was speaking about Earn Your Leisure, you have individuals like Styles P working with Microsoft on augmented reality and their augmented reality system. When you put in people's names under Bing, especially black people, the first thing it will bring up is some form of black history involving them if they've ever been a part of it. When you bring up, when you put in Elijah McClain's name, it automatically also brings up Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. It brings up his murderer, the killing of Walter Wallace, and it shows a whole bunch more if you just click a little button next to it if you want to do the searches. Me, myself, like I said, I have worked in healthcare for so long. I've been called every name in the book but a child of God. So I can take anything personally or what anybody got to throw at me, period. I don't take it personally because people are who they are. People are people. And I tell people when they deal with me, if you can handle it, you can handle it. If you can't handle it, you can't handle it. I'm the truth. I don't have no reason to be dishonest because my dishonest is very dishonest. For real. If I'm going to kill you, I'm going to let you know. And people know that that's who I am. When you ask people about me, and I've been that person from childhood. Like I said, I'm the kid that told my my kindergarten teacher in front of everybody when the girl sat on my lap, "Get off my lap, you fat bitch."
I remember you told
First
that
grade, I
story.
told my first grade teacher, Miss Bazan,
Ooh, I got caught.
"You got to call." She told me, "Shut up." I said, because if you're raised in the South, shut up is a cuss word.
Yes, it is. And liar. And
So she told me, "Shut up." And I said, "You shut up." And she said, "No, you shut up and sit down." I said, "You shut up and sit down, bitch."
Ooh.
She said, "I'm going to call your dad, or I'm going to call your mom." She said, "One of them. I'm going to call your parents." And I said, "Go ahead, call my parents. My daddy think you a motherfucking hoe on Colfax anyway."
Oh shit, you
I've always been the truth. When I got kicked out of Mount Dole High School and had to graduate from TJ. And when I was over at TJ, I told two of the acting assistant principals my junior year to go across the street with me because they were expelling the black and Hispanic kids that were missing classes or late to class. Not that they were missing classes on purpose. Some of them were just, outside smoking weed. Yeah. But they weren't outside doing gang shit like we could have been doing. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. So I was that guy. So I'm always going to have a passion for standing up for motherfuckers in general, fighting for life in general, and being passionate about here. And I've been raised on pimp game. It's not where you from, it's where you at. It's not who you know, it's what you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Those are pimp gang rules. Conversation rules the nation, action speaks louder than words. Those are pimps rules that I've consistently had played in my head that have constantly respected. I know that a pimp has always had a main squeeze. A pimp has never fucked his hoes. For real.
I'm sure, but like a pimp ain't nobody to like model yourself after.
I'm just saying though,
still a person exploited other human beings.
In general, no, those individuals exploited themselves, unfortunately.
And
a woman.
That's like they're saying black people sold themselves.
You gonna tell me that a woman won't do anything to get one person's dingling if they're that dedicated?
And does that make it okay?
I'm not saying that it makes it okay.
Well, so then what is the question? What is the question?
That is what happens.
We're calling to you to be higher.
That is what happens for a pimp, though.
Don't exploit other human beings. Pimp culture is trash. Child sex slavery is trash. Exploiting women is trash.
I am not saying, but once again, women do the same thing,
and it's trash. It ain't right. And just because other people do it, don't make it right. Let's call to our higher calling. It's trash.
I'm not saying
we shouldn't be mimicking or modeling ourselves after methods that are trash.
I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong.
Well, I'm saying it. Damn it! Exploiting other human beings for financial gain is wrong. Money ain't even real.
What I'm saying is this. That's pimp gang.
It's toxic.
Period.
It's toxic. Pimp game is not
now,
conducive for a healthy relationship
you have people
or community.
Running around, males and females, saying that they pimps.
And it's trash.
And they having sex with each one of they hoes. And I'm trying to figure out, where is that pimping?
I mean, shoot, a lot of them rape they hoes and beat they hoes too. So, and they call themselves pimp.
And that's
what a lot of them glorified pimping, strong, and all this other shit. So
we cannot pick and choose what we go. Oh, I'm gonna get mad about this, but I'm not gonna get mad about this. I'm gonna get mad at this, but I'm not gonna get mad about this. Life happens.
No, I'm telling y'all, pimp culture is trash, and it's destroying our community from the inside out.
Life happens. And people make those choices on a day-to-day basis.
And let's do better. We can do better. We can be better. We wasn't always pimps and hoes. We wasn't always selling each other into sex slavery. We can be better.
Correct.
We need to strive to be better. Or at least create a better system where we're not losing women and women are being murdered and abused. Let's at least think of a better system, a better way of doing it. That's not so detrimental.
Who is better? 50 Cent just showed the world, the streets is dirty. But business world is even dirtier. So what is better?
Both of them are fucking dirty. I'm in corporate America now trying to transform that shit from the inside out. Trying to make it less hostile, less cutthroat, less backstabby, less conniving. Ain't nobody saying that business is better. No. Business is shitty. The streets is shitty. It's mostly shitty because it's ran by shitty men. But let's get together and make this shit.
Shitty people in general, not just shitty men.
Shitty people in general.
Yeah,
started by shitty men.
Started
by shitty men. Business corporations as it is today.
They have been
started
giving
by
women
men.
Power.
Pimp culture as it is today. Started by men. Porn culture as it is today. Funded by men. A lot of that is controlled and kept by men.
You gonna tell me that a majority of the women stripping right now would get off of stripping if they weren't enjoying it?
If there was a safer way, if there was a way that they wouldn't have to deal with the dangers and the grime of being in the strip club, absolutely.
What's it called?
Absolutely. That's why a lot of them are going to OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's the reason why OnlyFans was invented.
Because they can do it from their home safely, securely. They can vet the men who are coming in. They don't have to put themselves out there in dangerous environment. No, it's not. You're giving the person control versus someone having control over you. They're totally different. Totally different.
They're still doing it for the money.
But it's still their choice, and they get to choose how they do it, how they present themselves, how they feel about it, how they're framed. They get to be in a safe environment. A lot of these women show up to are raped by the strip club owners, raped by the security guards at the strip club, they're forced to be at the strip club all the time.
I'm not disagreeing.
It's much safer for them, and they don't have to deal with the control and danger that comes with having to work with men. They can do it from the safety and security of their own home.
What I'm saying is there's still no difference.
It is.
No.
Because one is self-empowering and the other one is taking power from you.
No, because you're not grasping in sexual addiction and you're still cheerleading sexual addiction.
I don't believe there's a such. I believe that
there's such a sexual addiction. Go ahead.
There is sexual addiction, but I don't believe a person who enjoys sex and enjoys being sexual automatically dictates to them having an addiction problem. I believe that
a majority
you
of people
be very
can
sexual.
Actually be honest about their sexual. We can't make that determination.
I mean, how do you know?
As I stated,
a lot of these girls are being very honest, and people are shaming them for it.
Ends up in the place where I used to be at, whether dead or alive. That's where it ends up.
I don't know. I'm talking about from a woman perspective. I know plenty of women living. They're happy, comfortable, best lives, married, having families, doing their videos with their husbands,
dead or alive,
and making money.
Stalker shoots them. End up in the hospital.
A lot of them are fine.
No,
and a lot of other girls are fine.
Shoot the girl.
But that has nothing to do with the girl. That has everything to do with the man. He's the broken one.
Once again, and cheerleading the broken.
It would be another
the broken
woman.
Man, knowing that the man is broken.
Who's cheerleading them?
Getting the signals and not knowing what the signals are.
Who and how?
That is what parents are supposed to be teaching their kids.
There's no way to teach that.
And parents aren't teaching their kids that.
There's no way to teach that because, for one, those men aren't honest that they're that way.
But you told me that there was a way to teach people about dating.
There's a way to teach people about dating, but that does not tell you whether a person is capable of murder or not. That
Yes,
just
it
tells
does.
you whether you're compatible with them, whether you like them. And if
Yes,
you're
it
with them for a
does.
long enough time, their true colors are going to start to show anyway.
Yes,
A lot
it
of times
does.
people ignore
A
those
lot of
signs,
guys
but
a lot of weak guys don't have friends.
I've never. Most of the guys I know who are out there doing that have a group of dudes who protect them and don't come and help them or don't come and aid or nothing.
Those
Know that
aren't
he like that and don't say
those
nothing.
aren't friends. Once
I
again,
don't know. I don't know what
those
you
aren't
call them.
friends. If
There are people who know about them though, and they do choose
once
to do
again,
nothing.
friends, just like the statement says, friends don't let friends drive drunk. That's what a majority of friends do. A majority of friends hold friends to a higher moral fiber. That's what a friend does. The majority of people have associates that they've said are friends.
Well, yo,
So
somebody need to
you
do
have
something
compiled
about
a group of people into one category the same way that people like to say males and females are men and women.
I can only base it off of them and what they say their relationship is. If they say they're friends, then that's what they are. I can't look from the outside and go, oh, well, you're really just like this. Like, y'all aren't really friends. Like, from where I'm sitting, from what they're telling me, they're friends. And that's all I can base that off of. So, how no one knows that this is a way to tell because these men are not honest. They're not transparent. If people walked around with it on their face or it was obvious, they would be less likely to be able to get away with it. But as it stands, a lot of these men are prestigious, have well-to-do jobs, have really nice families, have really well-meaning lives. And I don't know this just from speculative. I know this personally because I know a woman who was married to a man who was a serial rapist and murderer. And she had no idea until the FBI showed up and arrested his ass. And then it started to make sense. All the days he said he was late, or the days she would see a scratch, and she would be like, where that scratch came from? She thought he was cheating. No, he was out there raping and murdering women. She had no idea. Been lived with this man 20-some years. So, if it was so obvious, women would avoid it. But the truth of the matter is people know how to play.
No, truth of the matter is love is blind, and it'll take over your mind. What you think is love is truly not.
You need to elevate and find.
And see, that's my thing is that I have life issues to back everything that I say up.
Yeah, that is true. And a lot of the times love is blind because of trauma. Let's talk about it. Most of these people.
And that's what I'm trying to say. And you sitting here, that was my whole point to this whole fucking shit.
Trauma.
Okay? The whole reason why you got mad is because there was a trigger behind something, and you haven't got that trigger trauma worked out yet.
No, my reason I was mad is because you used me as a jump-off point to give a lecture on the defective of black people, I did not enjoy that. Don't use me as a jump-off point to give a lecture about how we slip it.
Everybody has a jump-off point for a lecture.
Then you yourself.
I do.
Then use yourself.
You already know I do. Don't even play.
Well, then don't do me. I'm letting you know that it came off as insulting.
See, look. Everybody can throw rocks. Don't nobody like it when they glass house.
I didn't throw no rocks though. All I did was be me.
And all I did was be me.
You got offended by it.
And all I did was be me. Yeah, because
you got offended if it's insult to insult me. Just acknowledge it.
I didn't try to insult you because when I try to insult somebody, trust me, I don't have no problem insult. Once again, don't assume.
I can only tell you how I felt.
No.
How I felt was insulted. You can't
honest.
tell me how I feel.
I consistently be honest, and once again, don't assume because we've already had that conversation.
But my feelings
I
are
have
my
never
own.
Assumed about you, have I?
But my feelings are my own, and I told you how it made me feel.
Go ahead and say I have assumed about you. Even the time that I did assume about you, I called you and corrected myself.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Assuming.
What about what?
Anything that I've ever assumed about you as a person.
Okay.
But you assumed that I was coming at you.
I felt assaulted.
You felt assaulted. Once again. Yeah.
Insulted, not assaulted, but insulted.
Insulted.
Let me correct that.
Oh, yeah.
Let me correct that out there for y'all.
Yeah, please, because
Y'all will take it to
y'all
the extreme.
everybody know me. I do not have a problem calling folks out their name. That is not my issue. So please don't ever do that again. I keep it honest with you.
Good.
All right.
And I'm doing the same. And maybe this is something that, maybe it's just something you're not aware of. That sometimes it can be a little insulting. I have to acknowledge that I do the same shit. Sometimes I could be very condescending because I'm a fucking know-it-all. I'm a fucking know-it-all. And I could be very condescending. I own my shit. I own it.
That's a good thing.
My dad is a smart ass. He says shit in a smart ass way.
And
He just says shit in a he don't mean.
And we're supposed
it's just
to,
the way he is.
That's what we're supposed
but
to
you're
do,
supposed
though.
to be able to acknowledge that this is the way I communicate, and I'm sorry. Like,
and
I do that all the time. Like, I'm sorry. I can say some shit in condescending tone. My bad.
Yes, when it comes to certain issues, I do lecture because that's just something that's in me. On my dad's side, everybody's a fucking college grad. Okay?
That must be. How is that for you?
On my dad's side, everybody is a fucking college grad except for the hustlers. Okay? Everybody knows the Lucas family. It comes with two sides. You either got somebody that's graduated from college or you got somebody that's in the streets. For real.
Right.
And that side of my family, sometimes you can tell, is a history of educated people. Because I do when it's not to take away from our culture, I do education. Because I believe in the power of understanding. And the more words that people can comprehend, the more we can learn to understand how to speak ourselves and our issues.
That, right? But my problem with you is your assumption that I said we weren't begging because I didn't know the definition, and not that what I felt we did was try to live our fucking lives. We had 256 individual cities of our own. We were doing our own shit. We were not trying to beg the government for a motherfucking thing. We were doing our own. We had given up on asking them for anything and just tried to build our own shit and have our own neighborhoods, have our own schools, our own doctor's office. We were educating our own. And y'all burned our cities to the ground. Y'all burned our towns to the ground. Y'all flooded them, made them late. Y'all terrorized us, chased us out of our neighborhoods, completely destroyed and demolished so many communities. White people.
Yes, clarify that.
Because that's what we were talking about.
Well,
we were talking about that then. Then we were talking about that. And that's why I was saying we never begged them for nothing. We were trying to live our lives, and they burned our shit to the ground and tried to make it difficult on us. And so if you're going to continue to make it difficult for us, then pay it up. Because we not going to just be out here homeless and dying. Absolutely not.
And I'm not stuck in the past. So I'm talking about today. And that's what we're doing today still, is begging.
I mean, I don't know.
Malcolm X said it. Minister Farrakhan still talks about it. You got all of those people. Let's not even talk about how Charlemagne the God is in it on a day-to-day basis, Monday through Friday, fighting for us. And he verbally expresses a lot of our opinions and sentiments, saying to their faces, cracker, cracker, cracker.
I love when he play that shit too. It cracks me up every time.
When it comes to me, like I said, when it comes to me and you, I don't take you for any anything less than what you say you are.
Okay.
Do you understand?
That's just how I felt insulted because it was like, are you assuming that I didn't know the definition, and that's why you went into that thing? But what I was
I do
saying,
that to everybody.
well,
But that's
don't
the
assume
and that's the
about
point.
me.
That's the whole point of Googling. That's what y'all do, though. Y'all
But
Google every
I said,
fucking
but don't
thing.
assume that I don't understand. Ask for clarification.
But you don't Google everything?
Not assuming that somebody. I'm not going to take the last word you said and then.
I wasn't about to lie to you about the definition either.
Okay, but I wasn't. But
me.
I was saying that I didn't think what we did was begging. I don't consider the mainstream media and people who are playing in the Democratic Party. That's a small minority of Black people. They don't represent the majority.
I'm not
the
saying
majority
that.
out here did not beg the government for shit.
The majority out here were happy that they got free lunch for their kids.
Out here?
Yes.
Oh, I consider the Black majority to be the majority of the South.
This was just during the mayoral election. This is one of the reasons why Black folks voted in the mayor again, was because he was going to give free lunch to their kids if you got welfare.
What's the problem with that right now?
I'm not saying that there's an issue. I'm saying this is what he was offering. Free lunch for your kids is going to allow.
Was there a better offer on the table?
I mean, Denver Public Schools has always offered ways to pay for lunch.
I'm just saying, but right now we know that housing is getting astronomical.
This was way, way, way before.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a recent thing, yo. I was like, what was the options? Because sometimes that's the best option. And if you playing in the system, you gotta choose.
You moved here when?
I moved here back in 2015. Oh no, I lived here in 2010. I lived back here in 2005.
So 2005, you was here.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I was in high school.
In high school.
Yeah.
2005, 2006, 2007. When did you leave? 2005 to 10.
Yeah.
Then you left.
Yeah.
Where'd you go then?
I went to Metro. I was still in town, yeah. I participated in the elections, but you were talking about today, so I thought it was like an issue that was today.
No.
I didn't think you were talking about something that had passed.
What reason would you have voted for? Was there a reason that you wanted to vote for? Did you participate in the Denver mayor election?
The one that just recently passed?
Yeah.
I don't believe I did. I think the last election I actually participated in was the presidential. I don't think I participated in this recent one. Yeah, I got the ballot. I've gotten the ballot book. I haven't received my.
I voted for a woman, yet. Dr. Lisa Calderon.
Mm-hmm.
She was my woman vote.
I got cotton now. Yeah.
She is a attorney professor at college off of Federal Boulevard right there. Okay. Federal 925. I mean, Federal 970. It's a Catholic. It's a church college. You have to actually do like some
Regis, yeah.
And that was my reason for voting for her.
Yeah.
Once again, because e pluribus unum. E pluribus unum.
Mm-hmm.
Latin. A language that's dead, supposedly. You know why it's dead? Same way that if you want to hide something from niggas, put it in a book.
Mm-hmm.
You tell folks a language is dead and only allow certain select group people to teach the language.
Yep.
You go over to Europe, you go to college, to a big college, they still teach Latin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sounds real American.
You understand? And that's why my thing is diction. Like, I remember, getting
I got
told,
your importance of it. I'm just, reiterating.
I remember being upset that they made us go to class for, like, when I went to the South during the summers, I would come back with the accent, and they'd be like, "You can't talk like that."
Yeah, they tell me that still to this day at work, and I hide myself and draw well, but people still pick up on it.
It used to bother me until I grasped that this is how we communicate. And
It still bothers
the
me.
more people, the more people that know diction better than we do here, we're already behind. I didn't know the definition myself, right? When you asked me, I didn't say, yes, I knew the definition of
I
babe.
didn't ask.
You said, when I asked you, I said, do you know the definition of babe? You said no.
Yeah, so I didn't ask.
Yeah, if you would have asked me back, I'd have said, I don't know the definition either.
Yeah.
That was my whole point, because I wasn't about to lie to you.
Mm.
And that's my thing. Lying is not my thing. I can't stand liars. That's like my line right there.
Let me make it clear that I don't think your intentions was to hurt my feelings or anything like that. But
Well, that's
maybe
what it
it's
made
a
it
way
sound.
of communicating that you're unaware of that comes off as insulting. The way that sometimes I communicate could come off as condescending, but it doesn't mean that I think any less of that other person or I don't love them or they're dumb. I just have this way of talking that sometimes comes off a little condescending. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it.
Fucking me.
I'm working
I'm
on
saying
it.
right now.
But
Y'all are hearing it loud.
I'm working
I'm
on it.
saying it to her face. She's fucking mean.
I'm
It
trying.
comes from no fucking where. It's just out of
I'm
the
in
blue.
touch with my emotions.
You're like,
If my feelings get hurt, I
You're
voice
like,
it and I'm like, let me let you know right now, this hurt my feelings. So I do this in relationships. It's very confronting for my boyfriends because they're used to women giving them the silent treatment for like ever. But I'm like, you know, when you said that to me earlier, that really hurt my feelings. I felt very belittled in that moment, and I'm very triggered by how you're talking to me. And they're like, what?
she is hilarious.
Like, what do
over
you
here.
mean? Like, I'm
don't
sorry.
understand.
I don't. Okay, I won't do that no more. I'm like, yeah,
She is over here just,
don't do that. Okay.
like I said, for me, I'm just gonna say it. She's fucking mean. She's fucking mean. If
I
she
protect
wasn't,
myself with ferocity. You know, no one out here fighting for my feelings,
mean.
y'all.
Look,
I'm a black woman in this world. Ain't nobody
You
fighting for me
all-
but me. And
you
other
all
black
get to
women.
decide because you hear our voices. You get to hear the tension in our voices. If we were being loud and upset with each other, you know.
Yeah, but there's
However-
nothing but love here. So.
It is, and that's the thing. Is like that's why I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe she's acting like this with me. What is she doing to me? What's she doing to me? No.
It's gonna be, look, y'all. I'm very vulnerable. My emotions are on my sleeves. I wear my heart on my sleeves. I do. So I get triggered easily. But the great thing about me is I'll acknowledge it and I won't hold it in or hold a grudge and I won't take it personally. I'll
Robbie
just
Max,
be like,
thank you.
hey, I like you. You know, hey, I didn't like that. Hey.
Look, and that's the thing is that this is a real show. I don't want you to ever hold back, and that's the thing. If we can get into it and still make it through it, like if you get up and just walk out the studio, like that would have been just like, wow, that's how bad of a show. That's when you know.
Y'all, I
shit is
have
bad.
patience. I have so much patience and so much understanding, and I'm so intuitive. So I know when someone's really just out for me and really just trying to fuck with me. I can feel that. Like I don't, but I'm also gonna let you know when sometimes if you speak in a manner to me that can be hurtful to me, I'm gonna let you know because I am delicate and I need to be talked to with delicacy, and I think that is a thing that has been lost in our community. Everybody wants to tell it like it is. Everybody wants to be like,
I don't think
well,
everybody
in
wants
my
to tell it like
opinion, it's just my opinion though. And then say the meanest, nastiest
Yeah,
shit
that's what I'm
they
saying.
want to.
That's
Like,
not.
no, we
that
need
is-
to learn to say
That's
stuff
not the
with
way
tact.
shit works, though.
We need
You know
to
what I
learn
mean?
to say things with tact. We need to learn to say things
It's not.
strategically
I don't
in a
even think
way
it's
that
tact.
leaves
I
the
think
other
it just needs to
person
be honest,
empowered.
and they're not being honest.
They're being rude.
They know that they're attacking somebody. Like I said, I know how to attack somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is not my issue. If I'm going to attack,
Oh, you
it's
like
gonna be
my
like,
English? I appreciate that.
it is gonna be like going for it. But in general, like I said, I I love I love life, and I love helping people fight for life.
Hey, Roddy Max, how you doing tonight? I love the Flyer Flames, baby. Cause he's a
Look at
fireman,
y'all.
fire for fireman. That's the old Wayne that I love.
Look at y'all. Yeah, thank you, Robbie. At the same time, like I said, I just love helping people fight for life. And if we're not going, if if I don't make things uncomfortable and be authentic, we not gonna be having any kind of conversation anyways.
Mhm. And look, growth only happens when it's uncomfortable. If you are staying still, if you're in comfort, baby, you're not in growth. You are stagnant. If you're growing, you're going to be uncomfortable. Personal growth is uncomfortable. Communication growth is uncomfortable. Emotional growth is uncomfortable. So get used to being uncomfortable.
Amen. And that's what, like I said, that's what we're here for. We make it happen so we can start the healing, and hopefully people can go into the day or into the evening with a whole lot more
Pizzazz. I don't know.
understanding than what they didn't have.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. And another example of how two men and a woman can get together, have a conversation, have a disagreement, and not descend into calling each other names and getting mad, disrespectful,
Oh
and
no,
hearing
she's
each
mean as
other
shit.
out.
She's mean as shit. I'm telling y'all, she scared
Y'all
the
know
shit out
though,
of me.
but y'all know,
You
y'all
should
know.
have seen her face. Y'all should have seen her face. First off, and you know,
My ex Jonathan, he would agree with you. He
She
said
put
the
her finger
same
in the air
thing.
too. She put her finger in the air too. I could not. Y'all.
Look,
She is scary. She's mean. I'm just letting y'all know. Letting y'all
ferocious.
know. It's not me.
Thank you for all the love, Elisha Ashley. I appreciate that.
For real, for real.
Thank y'all for the love and being in the comments. Keep commenting below. We love interacting with y'all.
And we would love to get folks involved in the conversation. So email us, hit us up, let us know what you think, and comment about the show.
What are you watching, Chris? What have you been
Oh
watching?
my gosh, I started that Squid Games that you
Yeah.
talked about it. Me and the homie sat here and was like, okay. And then the last 20 minutes of the show was like, holy shit. They're playing red light, green light?
I would
Holy
murder, man. I'd be so good.
look.
I used to kill that red light, green light.
Look. The funniest shit about it was the old man. I am a fan of the old man. I
Yes.
am a fan of the old man.
He
That's all
was
I'm
having
saying.
a time of his life out there.
You know what I mean? And that's all he was doing was living. And I totally get it.
Time of my life.
Look
And
at
I
you.
owe it all to you.
Dum, 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 dum,
I just see that Sandals commercial for the Sandals Hotel in my head whenever I hear that song now. Like, dang, I need to go to Jamaica.
Oh, let's not talk about leaving the country. Like I said, I'm going to be 45 this year. A lot of people don't think
My
that
mom
I'm
is
even in
45
my
too.
40s. I don't know why. People
I
don't
thought she was in your 30s too.
look. I appreciate it. Honestly, I'm grateful and thankful. Um, but yeah, I'll be 45 in December. I wanted to spend it in Greece
Ooh.
with as many of my friends as they could, but nobody could make it. So I am not planning anything because of COVID.
Oh, I was gonna say go by yourself.
Well, not because this whole little second.
But you know, hey, go by yourself. Get you a nice hostel for real cheap and somewhere that you want to be and enjoy yourself. I travel by myself often. When I went to Hawaii, I was by myself,
I don't.
and
It's not that I don't have a problem traveling by myself. I just that's 45.
mhm.
You know what I mean? You celebrate it with people and being
Oh,
outside the
okay.
country. You know what I mean? You would think that a lot of your friends would have a passport to be able to, but they're
No, a
like,
lot of people don't have passports. It's shocking. I don't either. I'm working on getting
yeah,
it
see, that's the
because I'm
thing.
trying to go out of the country. I want to go to the Philippines.
Yeah, it's not helping. COVID is
Mm,
not helping at all, my dude.
live like a
You're right.
queen.
Um, and so, like I said, I'm just gonna celebrate here. I may be somewhere in the country. You know, look, may run my ass over to Canada real quick.
Hey, Toronto.
uh, but yeah, do you have any words for us tonight?
Um, any words? Any last words? Are we ending now? Well, no. I just want to say, you guys feel in tune with yourself. Check in with yourselves and make sure you advocate for yourself at all times. Every time you say no to your feelings, you are becoming a smaller person to you. So even the smallest things, make sure you speak up, but make sure you do it in a way that's appropriate.
I'm gonna go with what your shirt says.
Oh,
Don't look for love, look for pizza.
yeah. It's my shirt from Hawaii. I love this shirt. I worked as a waitress at this restaurant, this pizza shop.
Only because I don't know what else to say for the evening. Just pray and trust in God and love the show. Thank you. Yeah, for real. Like for me myself, honestly, I tell people that this is a plague. Like all these
Hmm.
pastors that didn't know God had sent a plague, and then all of a sudden the whole world is shut down. Everything that man believed in was shut down. That's that's what COVID did. Everything that man believed in, courts, court systems, money systems, everything, banking institutions, businesses, laws, everything, police systems, all shut down. So only person I know that could do that is the Almighty.
Y'all better be prepared because I don't know what's going to happen. But if they don't pass this new bill that's in the Senate by October 18th, the United States is going to be out of money. And
You know that's they
shit
do
is
that
gonna
joke
start to
all
free fall.
the look.
No, it's never been like this before. Not after a pandemic.
No, I'm
We've
saying.
always
I
had
mean, I totally
reserves.
understand. Not after a pandemic, but at the same time, though, they do this shit all the time. Like
Well,
they'll
they're
wait till
supposed
the
to wait
last
on
minute,
it.
and then they'll call everybody back to send it. Like they're gonna say, "We're gonna call everybody back to the Senate,"
They better.
and they'll last minute come up with a decision. As long as Democrats come up with a fucking Republican fucking, as long as they hold on to the Republicans' nuts somehow, some way, they'll agree with the deal, and last minute it'll get done. And
Well,
that's
hope they figure it out, yo, because the Republicans are being.
oh, fish face. I know he is such.
Oh, what?
He's
Bitch
not even
ass
a
Mitch
fish face.
McConnell?
He's a he's
Gobble
a
chicken.
he's a he's a turkey.
A turkey
Yeah,
neck.
he looks
Oh,
like a
turkey neck
turkey.
ass Mitch
His eyes
McConnell.
his
From
eyes look like they want to go
Kentucky.
left and right, and then
It
he wants to
makes
go.
perfect sense. From Kentucky, looking like a
Every
damn
time he
turkey.
walks, every time he walks up to the microphone, I keep thinking that he's about to go.
Just fall over already. Damn, the pandemic ain't made it to you.
Well, look, thank y'all for joining us tonight. We have had a great evening. As I love to say as we end the show, conversation rules the nation. Actions speak louder than words. Miss Queen, how can they find you?
You guys can find me here every Wednesday and every Sunday at 5 p.m. And you can find me on my Instagram at the Mortgage Queen, on my Facebook at T Talisa F Hawkins, and Talk with Queen Tia on YouTube.
And you can always find me at Chris Lucas Diggins anywhere on social media. And you can find the show at BCCCO on Facebook and on IG. Beyond that, Everybody, conversation rules the nation. Action speaks louder than words. Have a great evening.
Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the cloud. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain of life. Just listen to my story. You lost your best friend, shit's got you stressing. Wanna find a fool who did it and cock back your weapon. Don't wanna look to the church for confessions. If you kill them, you can end up in correction. Some look for the needles and drugs for ejection. When I lost Caesar, I was ready for the action. This shit hurts hard, and it really did. But you gotta let the pain go, and that's how you live. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the cloud. Feel the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain of life. Just listen to my stories. Falling in love may be easy to some of y'all, but some people in this world have downfalls. Been in love so many times their heart got lockjaw. Mention the word love, pause, then the tears start to crawl down their face fast like Niagara Falls. Feeling you had them messed up like prank calls. Why it gotta be so damn hard trying to find the right one? Set your standards high and get this like an AM. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the cloud. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain of life. Just listen to my story. Phone bill is due, rent and cars too. By the end of the month and you got no food. Mom at home first and dad can't go to work. That's only if you had a dad, imagine that hurt. 4 kids in one house, one mom and no spouse. Not enough room and family sleep on the couch. You don't know why and you looking for an answer. Just found out grandpa got cancer. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the cloud. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pains of life. Just listen to my stories. Just listen to my stories. Just listen to my story. Lay your head on your pillow and close your eyes if it's mellow. Daydream and drift away what you thinking about. All the thoughts bottled up and you ain't trying to conceal them. Break out, fly away, see your tears in the cloud. Feel like the world is on your shoulders and your heart is real heavy. You wanna let it out but you don't know if you ready. The death of a friend, falling in love, the pain in life. Just listen to my story.